My wife and I have been residents of Michigan our entire lives. Over the years, we've visited many of the state's iconic landmarks and points of interest, but the one thing we have never done is a fall color tour. That changed in October 2020 with a weekend trip to Harbor Springs. We have visited the city of Harbor Springs several times and chose it as the destination for this short trip for several reasons. It's a quiet, small town, it's in the heart of northern Michigan's fall foliage color change, and it is very close to the Tunnel of Trees, a popular scenic byway. Ironically, the longest and most beautiful stretch of colors we observed were encountered during our long drive north, as much of the weekend consisted of overcast skies and spotty rain. Although throughout the weekend we were blessed with several periods of sunshine, so the weekend wasn't a complete washout. The house we rented was 1 block north of the main street through Harbor Springs, which meant we were able to leave the car behind and walk into town whenever we wanted to explore the sights and visit the shops. The house had been recently renovated and was clean, modern, and homey. The living room was just outside of the kitchen and had a flat panel TV, a gas fireplace, a couple of tables, and furniture to relax on. One of 3 bedrooms was located on the first floor directly off of the living room. I don't know when the house was originally built, but the current owners chose to leave behind touches of the original architecture and woodwork, which provided an excellent mix of old and new. The master bedroom was upstairs and had a king-size bed, 2 nightstands, a chair, and a large closet. The second floor also had a full bathroom and an additional bedroom with a queen-size bed. After unpacking and settling in, we got back in our car and went for a drive to reacquaint ourselves with the city and the surrounding area. Much like the house we rented, the city has a nice mix of things that make it a charming place to visit. Old and new architecture, statues, benches scattered about for relaxing and taking in the sights, restaurants, a marina, and plenty of shops and small businesses. But probably one of my favorite things to do in Harbor Springs is explore the residential streets and enjoy the beautiful homes and their meticulously maintained yards. The morning of our first full day began with bright blue sky and sunshine. However, within minutes of taking this photo, the weather changed dramatically. So just about 10-15 minutes ago, there was bright blue skies and sunshine, and the colors on the trees were just popping. But if you can tell right now, we've got some hail coming down. A few minutes ago I looked at the weather app on my phone, and it looks like this front was moving through with some rain and maybe some snow mix, and it looks like that was the case. But hopefully behind it there's another break in the bad weather, and maybe the Tunnel of Trees will look better than what I'm looking at right now. When the hail and wintry mix finally passed, the sky cleared and we hit the road to begin our journey down one of the state's most iconic attractions, the Tunnel of Trees. The Tunnel of Trees scenic heritage route begins just outside of Harbor Springs and continues for 16 miles to its northern terminus in Cross Village. This portion of M119 traces an ancient Native American trail along the shores of Little Traverse Bay in Lake Michigan. Unfortunately, the clear blue sky didn't stick around for long. We were only a couple of miles into our drive when the clouds and periods of rain reappeared. Thankfully, we had scattered glimpses of sunshine, which made the leaves appear as though they were glowing from within. Just past the halfway point of our leisurely drive, we entered downtown Goodhart and made a brief stop at the popular general store. The store has been in the current location since 1934 and provides a variety of handmade baked goods, pot pies, jams, and Goodhart branded gifts. The store also serves as the United States Post Office for the area. Of course, bright sunshine reappeared after our scenic drive was almost over, but at least we saw a few more interesting sights along the way, like the historic 5 Mile Creek schoolhouse and some wild turkeys that forced us to stop on the road until after they walked off into the ditch. We rounded out the afternoon with dinner and drinks at Pond Hill Farm. They offer a variety of farm-to-table food in their cafe, as well as wines, craft beers, ciders, and even brick oven pizzas. We opted for the brick oven pizza and hard cider during this visit. The next morning began with a breezy mix of clouds and sunshine. We walked into town for the farmers market and visited several of the vendors before heading into Petoskey for the day. By the time we arrived in downtown Petoskey, the sky had once again clouded over. We spent a couple of hours investigating the stores and various monuments before stopping for a late lunch at the City Park Grill. The City Park Grill was built in 1875 and is one of the city's oldest buildings. Over the years, it has had different names and served various functions, from a males-only billiard parlor to a dining and entertainment venue, and even a speakeasy during the Prohibition. The restaurant has maintained much of its original look and feel, including its 32-foot solid mahogany bar. It is also famously known as the place Ernest Hemingway frequented when his family was in town during the summer months. It is said that much of the material that made him famous was written while he sat at the second seat from the end of the bar. Before heading back to Harbor Springs, we stopped at Sunset Park near downtown Petoskey. The sky was still overcast and now a light mist hung in the air, but that didn't take away from the park's tranquil setting and its beautiful waterfall. It was a nice way to round out the last day of our trip. Well, that about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and whether you live in Michigan or not, if this is a place you would like to visit, I'll leave some information in the description area below. So until next time, make sure you get outside and enjoy everything nature has to offer.